You ever pour your heart and soul into a YouTube video, you hit publish, and then you hear nothing but crickets? Yeah, I think a lot of us creators know that feeling all too well. You're trying so hard to grow your channel in this unbelievably crowded space, and it can seriously feel like you're just shouting into the void. But what if the problem isn't your content? What if it's your entire approach? What if there's a really simple reason so many channels just stall out? That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? You see all this advice online. Use these exact tags, post at this specific time, design your thumbnails this way, and it just feels like you're lost in some kind of confusing maze. The truth is, a lot of creators get so hung up on the little tactics that they completely miss the big picture, the one fundamental strategy that actually works. So let's just break it down. Our sources point to there being two types of creators out there. On one hand, you've got the vulture. This is the creator who's just, well, they're desperate. They're dropping check out my channel comments everywhere. They're dumping videos with no real plan, and everything is about them. But then, on the other hand, you have the guide. This creator is totally different. They're focused on earning trust, on providing real value, and on building actual relationships. One is all about taking, and the other is all about giving. This quote right here, it just nails it. This is the core mindset shift that really unlocks everything. See, instead of trying to sell people on watching your videos, you start thinking, how can I genuinely help them? The second you start seeing yourself as a guide, someone who's leading people to a solution they need, the whole vibe of your channel just changes.
And the tool that lets you become that guide, it's empathy. And listen, we're not talking about some vague, feel-good concept here. In this context, empathy is a powerful, strategic weapon. It's about truly getting in your audience's shoes and understanding what they're struggling with, what they're actually searching for on YouTube, and what they really, truly need. It's the intel you gather to serve them better.
And you know, this one little shift in how you think, it reframes everything. We all use the term target audience, but if you think about it, it sounds kind of aggressive, right? Like you're aiming a weapon at them. But when you adopt this guide mentality, that target audience completely transforms into people I can guide. They're not just numbers in your analytics anymore, they're real people looking for help. Okay, so this all sounds great, but how do we actually do it? Well, it breaks down into a really simple 3-step playbook. First, you gotta listen with intention. Second, you create content to solve a problem. And third, you engage with your viewers to build a real community. Let's dig into each one of those. So step 1 is all about listening. And I mean really listening. Think about it. The best guides are always phenomenal listeners. They get that what someone says in a comment isn't always the full story. You have to be a bit of a detective, you know? Look for the hidden questions, the frustrations, the real needs simmering just beneath the surface of the words. So where do you find all these clues? I mean, it starts with knowing your audience persona, sure, but the real intelligence is in the trenches. Your comment section is an absolute goldmine of recurring questions. But don't just sit back and wait for them. Ask open-ended questions in your videos to get the conversation started. And here's a big one. Step outside of YouTube. Go to the forums and Reddit threads where your community hangs out. That's where you'll find the really raw, unfiltered conversations about what they truly need help with. All right, that brings us to step 2, create to solve. So once you've listened and you've figured out the problem, your content becomes the solution. But to do this right, you have to understand this one crucial distinction, one that can honestly make or break your whole channel. It's the classic difference between features and benefits. Nobody buys a drill because they want a high-torque motor. That's just a feature. They buy a drill because they want to hang their family photos. That's the benefit, the outcome. It's the exact same thing with your videos. Don't just list what's in your video. Show your viewers how it's going to make their life better or easier or more fun. Always focus on the benefit to them. And you'll notice that certain video formats are just perfectly built for this guide approach. You've got tutorials that solve a very specific problem, vlogs that build a personal relationship, interviews that bring in experts and new perspectives, and product reviews that offer trusted advice. See the common thread there? Every single one of them is designed from the ground up to help the viewer, not just to talk at them. And finally, step 3, engage to build. Okay, this is so important. A single view can feel like a one-off transaction. It's fleeting, but a subscriber, that's an invitation. That's the viewer raising their hand and saying, hey, I trust you. I want to hear more from you. This is where you go from just being a content creator to being a community builder. So how do you actually build that community? Well, you have to become part of the community yourself. You can't just stay in your own little bubble. This means leaving valuable, insightful comments on other videos in your niche. It means responding thoughtfully to your own audience's questions. It means collaborating with other creators. You're basically opening up every possible door for connection, because every single one of those interactions builds another layer of trust.
Okay, so the big question is, does all this actually work? We've talked about the philosophy, but what are the actual real-world results when you make that shift from being a vulture to being a guide?
Let's look at one small but really powerful example. One of our sources found that simple, eye-catching thumbnails boosted engagement by a whopping 154%. Now, that might sound like just a little design trick, right? But it's not. It's a perfect example of empathy in action. It's the creator thinking, how can I make it as clear and easy as possible for my viewer to see the value in this video? You're not tricking their click, you are guiding it. And that is the big takeaway here. This whole mindset isn't just about feeling good, it gets you real, tangible results. Thinking with empathy touches everything. The titles you write, the thumbnails you design, the way you answer comments. All these small acts of guidance are what add up to massive, sustainable growth over time. And at the end of the day, this is what you're really building. You're not just chasing a subscriber count. You are creating a community of people who actually trust you, who value what you have to say, and who are genuinely engaged. And let me tell you, that is so much more powerful and, frankly, more fulfilling than just having a big number next to your channel name.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about for your own channel. Are you just making videos, or are you guiding a community? The choice is totally yours, and honestly, it makes all the difference in the world.